free agent fits. So our buddy Jim Bowden put out the top 15 free agents remaining and where he thinks they will land. 15 takes too long, so we're going to do 10 right now. Top 10 free agents left on the board, and we will pick a destination for them. Kip, Kratz, and AJ. We're going to go right down the line in terms of the top free agent on the board. So we will start with Roki Sasaki. Where do we think Roki Sasaki is going to end up? You guys have talked about him quite a bit. So AJ, then Kratz, then Kip. Go for it.
I'm going Dodgers. Still going Dodgers. I just think there's something about the Dodgers.
Padres.
Kratz isn't listening. You're up.
I said Padres.
I'll go Padres too.
Any context, or just you guys just say one word answers on television shows?
Well, I gave my context.
You did. I'm talking to them.
I'm like, I gave my context.
When I talk this way, it's to you. This way is to them. Yes.
We got 10. We got 10 teams to go through. So AJ took all of our time on explaining it. I don't think the Dodgers have landed this one. I think there's one time in the offseason that they're gonna fail, and it's gonna be awesome to watch him kind of flourish in his own environment, but also still being around Yu Darvish.
Yeah. I think the money and having Darvish there makes sense for San Diego.
Okay.
Not that LA couldn't pay him, but.
Right. Okay. And Jim Bowden, we can show his board's available anywhere, but he put Roki Sasaki for New York or San Diego. If he was on our show right now, we would all be mad at him and say, Jim, you need to pick one. But he went with Yanks or Padres. But let's go to next player up on his board. He says Bregman to the Red Sox. Kip, what do you think?
To me, yes, it's either Boston. I added a fun one for Bregman. What about like a Detroit? What about like an up-and-coming team that can kind of pay him? And I think both of those guys are doing well. But if you want me to pick one, I will go Detroit. Because I think Boston could trade for like an Arenado or something.
This is my one off the board, Wanky. Bregman's lining up to do a prove-it year. And Milwaukee's going to swoop in with a $27 million one-year deal. They're having an issue. They're trying to figure out their middle infield kind of stuff, and they have Joey Ortiz at third. It's not going to ruin his career if they slide him over. Murph already said maybe we'll look at Joey Ortiz. I know they made a trade with Devin Williams. They got Durbin, or I forget what his name is now, from the Yankees.
Durbin.
But Bregman on a one-year deal. Milwaukee hasn't made any moves yet. They do it every single year. Bregman, one-year deal to the Brewers. Lock it.
They did Rhys Hoskins last year. They're not doing this one.
Bregman's not going there.
Where's he going?
I got Detroit with Kip because I think Arenado is going to end up in Boston because that's where it seems like he wants to go. And I think that the last remaining seat for Bregman is Detroit. He knows Hinch, and Hinch knows him, and he knows what kind of leadership he can bring. And I think that's the reason why the Javi Baez signing won't scare him away from Bregman. Mm-hmm. That's because Hinch knows the makeup of Alex Bregman.
And for the Red Sox, it's going to be way cheaper for them to acquire Arenado.
Yes,
it's going to cost way less. What about Anthony Santander? Jim Bowden puts him on the Toronto Blue Jays. What about you?
I got Toronto too.
Yeah.
I think Toronto needs to sign somebody. Santander is a perfect fit. Switch hitter, can play the outfield, brings them offense. I think they have to make a move, and he's the best fit for them right now left on the board.
Mm-hmm.
He actually doesn't fit great, but I do agree that because Toronto wants to run the bases, they want to play defense, but what it adds is something that they don't really have outside of Vladdy. Somebody's proven that they can bang the ball. So to me, Santander to the Blue Jays.
I like Toronto as well. I had kind of Angels written down behind it, but I like Toronto. I think they got to make a move.
All right, next one, Pete Alonso. Just raise your hand if you don't have Pete going back to the Mets, and you can be the one to explain why. Raise your hand. Nobody? We're all going Mets? Great. Let's move on.
He's going to go back. I think he's going to go back on a short-term deal, prove-it contract with an opt-out, something like that, and they're going to re-sign him.
That's fine.
Longer term. That's what I don't think he's going to go back for long-term. I think it's going to have to be – he's going to go to them and say, listen, I need a short-term – give me a short-term deal, the best you can do. I love New York. New York loves me. I think I could help us get the next step. And boom. And I'd take an opt-out or one-year deal and go. I don't see where else he can go.
I think
short-term,
he'll get at least
short-term with nothing. Short term with
No, he'll
nothing,
get
like a
2 or
1 year
3
deal.
with an opt out after 1.
Okay.
That's what I think. Look at Bellinger's deal. That could be the way they craft it. And Bellinger's been opting in. Flaherty, this one's all over the place. Bowden has him going to the Braves. Kratz, you can start with this one. Where does Jack Flaherty sign?
Same division. I got him going to the Nats. That's my jumping off point. Was he the best available at the beginning of the offseason? No. But I feel like they need to make a move like this. I think right now where it's at, they might get him a little bit cheaper than they may have previously thought. 4 years, 75, 4 years, somewhere in there. Great first signing for the Nats, and then they can still make another move.
I put the Angels again, for him. I think that's coming off a ring. I think he could probably get the most money from them. They still need pitching. Everybody needs pitching, but
I'm going Atlanta just because I think Flaherty. Atlanta's waiting for the price to drop a little bit. They'll swoop in, and I think they'll do a short-term deal, kind of like Alonso. It sucks for Jack Flaherty, but with his medical issues, I think he's going to get a short-term deal. And 2 years ago, he wasn't very good. Last year was great. Some team, and I think it's going to be Atlanta's going to swoop in. And
You got Atlanta.
yeah, I got
All
Atlanta,
right.
much like Jim Bowden.
Okay. Do you agree with Bowden on the next one? Tanner Scott to the Red Sox?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
Where's he going?
I got Tanner Scott going to the Mets.
I like that.
I just
agree.
think the Mets make sense. They need a proven lefty down there,
Mhm.
and Stevie Cohen has shown no inkling to stop spending. So why not?
Correct.
I was debating between the Mets and the Phillies. I don't know if they're going to fight it out or not, but they're going to fight it out throughout the whole year. Those three with the Braves added in there. To me, I think Tanner Scott, it's a need that the Phillies still have. They need a closer, and he's the best non-tradable or non-trade closer. He's the best free agent closer that's out there. And I think he knows the division. He's going to do well there.
so you went Phillies, right?
I did.
Yeah, we were on the same page. Same exact reasoning. I went Phillies as well.
Okay. I'm going to do another one of these because we have 4 more to go. Raise your hand if you don't have Profar going to the Padres. All right, moving on. Ha-Seong Kim. And Bowden has Profar and Kim going to the Padres. My money is on at least one of those guys signing elsewhere. You think Kim?
I got Kim
somewhere
not
else?
going to the Padres.
Okay, where?
I got Kim going to the New York Yankees.
Ooh.
They need a second baseman. He's left. He's not left-handed. Sorry, but he's a right-handed bat. They can throw in there. He does some things. He can run. He can steal some bases. He plays good defense. He's the perfect fit for them at second base.
That's not bad. That's a defensive upgrade.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Kratz, do you like
Guess
that?
who else? Guess who else has defensive issues? The Red Sox. The Red Sox need defense. Is there an absolute fit? Do they have to move other guys around? Absolutely. I see him signing with the Red Sox. Kind of as let's see how Trevor Story plays for an entire season too. Kind of that backup plan for him. Boston.
I had him as like an insurance policy more for like a Seattle or Atlanta, but I kind of like AJ's answer, so I might change mine to the Yankees. I like that fit.
I like Atlanta by
Good
you,
job,
kid.
AJ.
I like the Atlanta.
Yeah.
Jeff Hoffman, 2 more to go.
Nats. I got Nats. Nats got to sign somebody.
That's
I got
what
Nats. I like
Bowden said.
Jim's. Because he can go there with no pressure. He can start, and then if it goes well, like I see him signing another one. He's a guy that's going to sign a shorter term deal because if he wants to start, it's probably going to be a shorter term for less pressure on the team.
He wants the Clay Holmes seal. I don't think anyone's given it to him yet, but that's what he wants. Because Holmes is doing the same thing. Kratz, where's he going?
And where's Holmes? And where's Holmes doing that?
Mets.
Thank you. Because they're going to miss out on Tanner Scott, the Mets are going after Jeff Hoffman. They've seen it. How many times do guys go? How many times do they go in a division? Mets love the we're going to build this guy into a starter, but what's the worst case scenario? He slides back into the 8th inning role behind Edwin Diaz.
They can't do that with Holmes and Hoffman, though. I mean, how many starters the Mets going to have?
12.
How many of them are going to throw 30 starts? That's the perfect way you do it. You get 6 guys who, I mean, Manaya's going to be your lockdown everyday guy. Senga's coming off 2 years in a row of not pitching. You accumulate a bunch of guys who you can end up putting in the bullpen eventually. Hopefully you don't have to put them all in the bullpen.
Quick clarification. 1 year of not pitching, really. He pitched 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago he pitched all the time.
Yeah. 2 seasons ago he pitched.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's right. He just missed last year.
Yes, Kip for Hoffman, and then we'll do one more, and then we'll...
I got the Cubs for Hoffman.
Okay.
I think they need to sign someone. Yeah.
Okay. Cubs added
I think
Boyd.
they've been kind of but I think they've been relatively quiet. They still need another one.
Okay. Lastly, Nick Pivetta. Then, Kip, where do you have Pivetta going?
I put Toronto, but I'm going to defer more because I still think Toronto needs to make more moves and do something. But I'm going to leave this one more to AJ and Kratzy. I think they might know more than I do on this.
I feel like Atlanta. I don't feel like they're going to get Flaherty. I feel like Atlanta is a place where he can go in and they don't need to expect too much of him. But I think people are going to be surprised at what he gets in free agency here because a lot, including myself, was surprised that he got a qualifying offer. And now when he goes to Atlanta, I forget where their picks are right now, but it's not going to hurt them as much. I think it's going to be a prime spot for him.
Ready for this one?
Yes.
You guys know where Nick Pivetta's from?
Canada.
Where in Canada?
Toronto?
Victoria. You know where Victoria's by?
Seattle.
Ooh, you know when they're going to sign him?
When
After
they trade
Castillo.
Oh, that's good.
So he's going to be the replacement. They're going to get a local guy from Canada, right about a couple hours north of there in Victoria, BC. And he's going to come and be in their rotation and learn from Gilbert and Kirby and all the rest of those guys over there.
Only problem with that, they don't have money to spend.
They're going to trade Castillo for $25 million.
For offense.
For offense.
They're going to get their offense in the trade, and then they're going to sign Pivetta.
I like the theory.
For a shorter-term contract.
Their ownership is so broke right now. I don't know what the problem is, but they owe a lot of people a lot of money, I guess. That's debt for you, folks. All right. There was your free agent fits. If you're watching this after the fact on a social media platform or YouTube or whatever, comment what you like, what you didn't like. Here's my problem with grocery shopping. I don't want to waste precious time in life making the trip to the store, and I've got food allergies that make my in-person experience even more of a challenge. Those problems are now gone. Introducing Hungry Root to the FT fam.
Now we can all be bougie with our own personal shopper to handle the food shopping, including recs based on what you're looking to put in your body.
Just say, hey, Hungry Root, here's what I'm looking for, and they load up your cart with personalized recommendations. And those recs keep evolving as they learn about what you're into.
You're going to love Hungry Root as much as FT does. Take advantage of this exclusive offer for a limited time. Get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/FT and use code FT. That's hungryroot.com/FT, code FT to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/FT, code FT. Get after it, FT fam.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.